So one of the keys when you're compositing images together is the lighting. So there's going to be times when you just really can't convincingly composite images together, and because the lighting is so much different. These penguins aren't terrible compared to this. That's why I picked these penguins. And if you notice here, right, our shadows are mostly on the left side. You'll notice this image is very contrasty behind, yet our penguins lack a certain amount of contrast. Kind of their blacks aren't that black as I can see over here, like in this pant leg. And so how can we go ahead and fix that? Well, if we go over here to image and we have this adjustments, you'll see a lot of these different things. We have brightness, contrast, levels, curves. I'd probably go to levels, right? There's all different ways to skin a cat in Photoshop, right? And let me try to just, whoops. See, now there's a problem there. I have the layer mask selected. I want to make sure I have the thumbnail selected. And now I'll bring up levels. And so what I can do is move the levels in various ways to try to get it a little more contrasty. Maybe I don't like that. Let's go up to image mode, or sorry, adjustments. And that's why I couldn't select any of these other things too. That should have been a red flag. Maybe I'll up the contrast just a little bit, see how this works. It's okay. I'll go ahead and leave that contrast like that. Another thing I notice, the lighting's okay. I could reshape the light. It's close enough that if I wanted to, I could reshape the light with the dodge and burn tools right here, dodge and burn. Because if this is like traditional darkroom work, where if I was to burn something, it means that I will let more light fall on it. It'll get darker. That's painstaking. We don't need to do it for this image, but that's a way you could reshape light if you really wanted to. Instead, I think what I see in this image, especially like look at the way this should be white on the penguins, and we see a very blue hue there. And so there's a bunch of ways we can fix that. We could go up to color balance. I'm sorry, I shouldn't use the quick keys. Image, adjustments, color balance, right? And maybe pull towards the yellow, but then it's getting too yellow all over. There's a trick that you can use with this image, maybe not with other images, but the blue is actually a cast, because if you notice in the image, they're on the ice, they're in a blue environment. Because the penguins have no blue on them, it's just orange here, I could get rid of blue completely and I'd be fine. So I'll go to adjustments, hue saturation. I'm going to just target the blues and just completely desaturate them, blues and cyans, right? And so now what I've done is since there was nothing else blue for me to worry about, I've taken away that cast there. Again, this is not going to work on every image, but the first step in compositing is really thinking about the light and how the light comes together, as well as the contrast of the rest of the image. You don't want one image that is very contrasty and one that is very flat. You need to make sure that the lighting is going to work out, or that you can reshape the lighting using, say, the burn and dodge tools, which is really hard though. So that's most of what you need to know in this lesson. Again, you're free to look through all of these. You see that we have all of these different things that we could do. Largely, you'll just stay in this top, probably right about from here to here, from brightness, contrast to color balance. And don't forget, you can even do a small little area, because next I'll talk about selections.